Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Joint Annual Meeting 2023. We're so glad that you were able to join us today. My name is Mike Winsman. I'm the Director of Transfer and Technology at BCCAT. I am going to be your host and MC for the next 2 days, so you're going to be seeing a lot of me over the next couple of days. You'll probably get sick of my voice, so do feel free to turn the volume down when I'm speaking at different times if you feel you just need a break. I won't be offended. I can't see you, even though I know you can see me. And we're really happy to have you here today for our second hybrid joint annual meeting. And this is now the fourth time that we've done it online. First and foremost, I'd like to acknowledge that I'm coming to you today from the unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, which includes the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples. BCCAT is committed to building respectful relationships with First Peoples, and we'd like to thank them for their hospitality. Last year, we were very lucky to be able to welcome Hereditary Chief Gibby Jacob from the Squamish Nation to give us an opening welcome and prayer. We're very pleased to say that he is going to be coming back tomorrow for day 2 of JAM, and he'll be giving us a welcome in person. You'll want to tune in for that. He really set a lovely tone last year, and we're looking forward to having him back next year. JAM has really become a really big event for us here at BCCAT. It used to be a one-day in-person meeting that brought together transfer credit personnel and articulation committee chairs from across the province. We would normally have about 100 to 125 people, and that would be our big event for the day. Now, I'm not going to say that I enjoyed anything about the pandemic, but if there was one good thing that did come out of it for our organization was that it allowed us to pivot to try new things, which includes putting JAM online. And one of the benefits of putting JAM online is that it allows us to open up the presentations to a larger audience. And as a result, we have over 360 people that are registered to join us over the next 2 days, which is the biggest JAM we've ever had. And we'd just like to thank you for all the work that you do to support transfer and student mobility in our province. Now, the theme of JAM 2023 is building the big picture of student mobility, and all of the sessions for both today as well as tomorrow speak to the different pieces of the articulation puzzle that make up our great system here in British Columbia. If you are new to the BC transfer system, or if you are a seasoned transfer credit veteran, I think you'll find that there's quite a diverse agenda. And there are various topics that will be of interest to anyone who does work related to transfer students. Just as a note regarding logistics, today is going to be an online only day. So we are going to be presenting sessions today from right now until about 2:45 p.m. today. For those of you that are in town, we have the BCCAT reception tonight, starting at 5:30 in the Kerrisdale and Kitsilano rooms in the Paradox. Don't confuse that for the neighborhoods of Kitsilano or Kerrisdale and Vancouver. That's not where we're having it. We're having it in the hotel, at the Paradox Hotel. And if you are in town and you would like to be there, please come by and say hello. You can buy me a drink if you'd like. I'm kidding about that part. You don't need to buy me a drink. But we will also be having our transfer credit awards ceremony in the evening as well, where there is a very worthy recipient who will be receiving an award. So you'll want to see more about that. What I'm going to do now is pass the baton over to Angus Graham. So this is a bit of a late breaking news here at BCCAT. Angus Graham is the brand new council co-chair. He's freshly minted. He's fresh out of the box. He's got that new council co-chair smell. And this is going to be his first BCCAT activity. Now, this announcement might not be quite as big as the announcement that some of you have probably heard about Taylor Swift coming to Vancouver. And if you did not know that, Taylor Swift is coming to Vancouver December 6th, 7th, and 8th. This is very important to a 7-year-old in my household. And so if you didn't know that Taylor Swift is coming, you heard it here first. Always make sure that you tell people that you heard it at JAM first. Angus is recently retired from being the president at Selkirk College for the past 12 years. I'm very suspicious of that because he doesn't look like he should be retired, but that's what he claimed, so I guess we'll go with it. I was trolling Angus's LinkedIn yesterday and also learned that we have something in common. We are both alumni from the Royal Roads Masters of Leadership program, so good to see that some good things can happen for at least one of the two people that have graduated from that program on this particular presentation. Angus has a long history of leadership in the higher education landscape, and I'm happy to turn over the virtual microphone to Angus, who's going to give us a welcome on behalf of BC CAT.
Thanks so much, Mike. And wow, that's quite an intro. Much appreciated. I'm not sure I'll be able to get tickets to that concert, but I'm certainly I'm happy to join everyone today. And I've been out of the loop for about a year, so my public speaking is a little rusty, so it's hard to follow such a great intro. But thank you, and I feel very fortunate to have been asked to support this amazing organization as co-chair, and so I'm really excited at this opportunity. And this will be my first event, as Mike says, in a while. I used to go to a jam and participate with BC CAT for many years in my career. It's an important celebration that we're having today and tomorrow, as well as work to do, as we always have, to support students. But whether you're part of the wonderful team at BC CAT or one of the many, many volunteers or supporters of this precious transfer system, I just really thank you for joining us for this event. I also want to add my acknowledgement to the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh people. I'm broadcasting from Vancouver today because I'm going to come to the event tonight. But if I was in Nelson at my home and in the area where Selkirk works, West Kootenay boundary, I would normally be acknowledging the Sinixt, the Syilx, the Tanaka, and the Secwepemc peoples on whose traditional territories that institution operates on. And I just raise my hands to all the nations with whom the system partners with. This next 2 days is about supporting diverse learning journeys. It's about access and choice. It's collaboration and partnership, supporting young and the not as young to be successful in their paths. And I can imagine that very similar conversations happened on these sacred territories over the millennia, and what an honor it is for us to join that tradition over the next couple of days to talk about students, talk about their pathways and journeys and how to support them. And it's good to see so many people joining this second hybrid conference. I was just chatting with Mike this morning and before we started, and 360, some of the early meetings I went to were, less than 100 at times. And so it's just amazing that some of the good things about the pandemic are that we've been able to now reach out to so many people right across the system, right across BC, but also across the country. And it really is a community of practice, of best practice in the broadest sense of the word, but in the broadest geography of the word. And it's really so inspiring for me to see this. It really does give one a sense of the importance of this annual event, and that brings us all together to talk about our collaboration and to celebrate the success of our collective purpose today. And that is, of course, to serve students. So it's great to hear again that the focus on this 2 days is around how to support that mobile pathway. And it's just exciting to me. It's also a testament to how BC CAT as an idea and an organization has strengthened and advanced over 34 years. Big birthday next year, folks, 35 next year. And but each year, as my research has told me, approximately 1 in every 6 students in BC post-secondary are transferring to another institution each year. That's about 55,000 students, give or take. And on paper, that's over 400,000 credits recognized between 2 partner institutions or more, and supported and facilitated by BC CAT for an individual student, 1 in 6. So it's an incredible success story. When I joined Selkirk as a faculty member in 1992, BC CAT was about 3 or 4 years old. Some of you who were faculty on the call or who were, that first year for me was pure survival. And you may have had the similar experience where you're just really flying by the seat of your pants. I had great colleagues at the college where I worked, but I'll never forget the first articulation meeting I went to that following May. It was at Coast Mountain. We called it Northwest College at the time. And to be able to meet and get to know fellow educators in my field and in my discipline from across the province and hear that my experience was not unique and that there were resources that they were going to help me with, send home with me. They made copies of the latest articles, and it just included me into a practice, community of practice that I just so appreciated over my 12 years as a faculty member. And then over successive articulation committee meetings, and I mean, I remember our group helped UNBC get established in the mid-90s with its curriculum. I became an SLP for environment programs, briefly for health. But latterly, in my years as president, the mainstay of my presentations to parents, high school counselors, prospective students, the province, professional association, and employers was the mobility data and how it affected transfer data. So to be able to sit down with people and show how seamless and accessible our system was, often was the difference to them. It made the system that much more accessible, shared recognition, much more choice. And those are things that really underscore the equity of opportunity to pursue a post-secondary education in BC is foundational too. And I think that's been the key to BC CAT's success and resilience through many, many successive governments over 34 years, fluid government policy at times through the decades. And of course, the leadership, intellect, commitment, and diligence of the wonderful staff at BC CAT and the system-wide volunteer army that brings it all together, many of whom are on the call today. So in my first official duty as your external co-chair and super fan, I wish you much fun and friendship over the next 2 days, and I look forward to interacting with many of you in the coming days and months. And now it's my honor to introduce the Honorable Selena Robinson, Minister of Post-Secondary Education and Future Skills. And she's prepared a short pre-recorded message for us to listen to and enjoy. And thanks again, and we'll see you around. Thanks, Mike.
Hello, I'm Selena Robinson, Minister of Post-Secondary Education and Future Skills. And I'd like to acknowledge that I'm speaking to you from the traditional territories of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples, also known as the Songhees and the Esquimalt First Nation. On behalf of Premier David Eby and the Government of British Columbia, I want to commend the BC Council on Admissions and Transfer for all of your hard work this year. For more than 20 years, the Council has been overseeing BC's post-secondary transfer system. It's your efforts that make your system work and that make it possible for students here in British Columbia and from outside the province to transfer between institutions. There are many reasons why students choose to transfer to another post-secondary institution. Whether it's personal or financial or academic, it's essential that students have the opportunity to receive their education at an institution that best suits them. Flexible learning pathways are important for our students so that they can complete their education and go on to succeed in their chosen career. Without you, this would not be possible. So thank you. Thank you for all that you do to help students thrive and for our economy to thrive as well.
All right. Thank you to Minister Robinson for those remarks, and thank you to Angus Graham for his opening welcome as well. We really appreciate the love, and we're now going to start moving into a bit of a warm up before we get into our first session. So on your screen, and I'll have to make sure I try to stay in the middle of the camera so that I don't accidentally wobble off the screen. You should see a presentation. We're going to be using a picture-in-picture mode throughout most of the sessions today. And really what this session is meant to do is to just give you a quick overview of the WHOVA app. Many of you have used it before, some of you have not. And so we're just going to give you a few tips and tricks that we have learned over the last few years to help you get the most out of the event. So the first thing that I will do is tell you about the web app. Now, I'm sure you have been bombarded with emails and messages over the last couple of weeks once you signed up for this event, telling you to download the app. You can obviously use the app, whether it's on an iPad or your phone. One of the things that we have found, though, is that the web app seems to be a better experience than what we found with the mobile app. So if you would like to, if you're having some difficulties with the mobile app, please feel free to use the web app. We have found that using Chrome as your browser seems to be the preferred browser, and you can find the link there. Also, if you just log into the WHOVA website, there is an option to view sessions as well. So anything you can do in the app, you can do on the web app as well. And we'd encourage you to join us in which format makes the most sense for you. Now, this is a picture of what you'll see when you go into the web app. All the things that you need to access are available either on the left-hand side or on the right-hand side. And you can view sessions while still moving around the website. So that makes it nice and easy. Don't need to worry about losing your spot on the stream. It should be able to continue as long as the stream is ongoing. Now, for today, this is for the online day. Most of the sessions are a mixture of pre-recorded and live sessions. For the pre-recorded sessions, most are about 20 to 30 minutes long. Now, the reason we do pre-record is because it helps eliminate any potential technological issues. You know, we're still, even after 4 years or 3 years of this pandemic, running into issues with people accidentally being on mute, people having unstable internet connections. And so that's why we go with the pre-recorded route. But I do want to let you know that we are going to be turning to a live portion at the end of every session. So all the presenters that have been pre-recorded are standing by, and we will be switching to a live question and answer period at the end of every session. So if you've attended previous jams, you're probably a veteran of all of this. But one of the things I would like to encourage is that if you have questions, please put them into either the chat or the Q&A. On the left-hand side, you will see on the upper menu, there is a Q&A, polls, and chat. This is how we engage with you. So just as a reminder, you can see me, we can't see you. So the way that we know you're there is when you put feedback into the chat. I can already see that people have been putting comments into the chat, and I'm reading those, and that's great. You can leave the stream at any time. I'll also let you know that if you would like to have closed captioning, there is an option at the bottom of the Vimeo player to turn on closed captioning. I don't know about you, but I'm at that age now where I watch everything on TV with closed captioning, like literally everything with the exception of possibly sports. It helps save my wife from me pestering her with questions saying, what did that guy say? What did they say? So you might want to turn on the closed captioning. You know, I was even at a movie. I went to see Oppenheimer, which is an objectively loud movie. And even then I was saying to my buddy as I was walking out, you know, I really could have used some subtitles in there just to make sure I was following the plot thread. So anyway, feel free to turn on closed captioning. It's available to you at the bottom right. Also, if you are finding that you are having some trouble with the quality of the stream, sometimes that's a result of your internet connection and how stable it is. You do have the option by clicking on the gear option in the lower right-hand corner, right down there, where you can change the quality of the stream. So if you're finding that the stream is a little bit blurry, try changing the quality of the video. That might serve as a bit of an improvement. And just to let you know, when you first join the stream, it always starts out for about 10 to 15 seconds, a little bit out of focus. And then it does kick into high gear. Basically, it's the stream just buffering to make sure that you get the highest quality you can. Now, in terms of attendees, if you want to find out more about who is here, you can click on the attendee tab on the left, and that will show you all the people that are registered for this event. It even has a list of recommended attendees. I don't actually know what goes into that. I believe it's related to how much information you put in. So if you put in that you are, working for the University of British Columbia, it'll connect you to other UBC people. So on and so forth. It's nothing that we control. But yeah, if you want to say hello to anybody, please feel free to take a look at the attendees. If you ever want to follow up with them, you can send them messages through the WHOVA app. And that's another way for you to engage with each other. Now, the community is really where is your home away from your jam home. This is where you will find organizer announcements. You can arrange for meetups and virtual meet and greets. You can post your icebreaker if you would like to do that. There's also posting of articles as well as upcoming conferences. I was going through the various icebreakers and various messages in the community last night, and I got a real kick out of some of you who answered the question, what are the 3 things you would bring on the zombie apocalypse? Very enlightening, very useful to know who I'm going to connect with in the event of a zombie apocalypse. You can also find out more about people's favorite places to visit. If you saw my icebreaker, you can feel free to talk to me about baseball. Congratulations to the Texas Rangers. I wish it was the Blue Jays, but hey, good for the American League on their World Series victory. And there's also a number of postings regarding upcoming conferences. I put a few up in there that might be of interest to transfer credit personnel, including the Ontario Student Pathways Conference, as well as the PCCAT, Pan-Canadian Consortium on Transfers Joint Conference with a Rook, which is going to take place in Calgary in June. So you don't need to worry about snow. I'm pretty sure you don't need to worry about snow in Calgary in June. So please feel free to add to the information there and engage and share however you feel appropriate. Now, tying into our theme of the big picture of student mobility, we have put together a virtual big picture puzzle game. If you go to the community section on WHOVA, you will find access to the big picture puzzle game. This is an online puzzle where you can work with your colleagues who are attending here at WHOVA. When you put together the puzzle, there is a key phrase displayed on each puzzle, and the hint here is it's where the orange star appears. That's probably going to be obvious to most, but we would encourage you to take a break, play the online puzzle if you'd like, and guess the secret word. So right away, you knew that there was going to be a typo. I said guess the secret work on my presentation. I should have said guess the secret word. We're asking you to send your guesses as to what the secret words or phrases will be to info@bccat.ca. The deadline is Friday, tomorrow at 2 p.m. There will be 3 winners randomly selected. And we hope you'll have a little bit of fun. I'm a bit of a puzzle doer in my house. And I usually always have a puzzle going at some point in time. And so this is a way for you to engage with us as well. Resources. So this is where you can follow up after the event. The video gallery is where you can find sessions that have been streamed. We will be uploading them at the end of the day. They'll also be uploaded to our YouTube channel. So if you didn't know that we had a YouTube channel, we do have a YouTube channel, and perhaps one of my colleagues can put a link to our YouTube channel into the chat. You can give us a follow over there if you'd like. We're also, the BC Transfer Guide is also available on Instagram, and you can find us on social media as well. Any kind of publications that are related to events, you'll find in the resource section. If you are still posting on the artist formerly known as Twitter, you can use the hashtag BCCatJam2023. You can tag us in there and we can engage in that format as well. So a variety of different opportunities. Engage to the level that you feel comfortable, and we hope that this will help enhance the overall Jam experience. Now, just as a reminder, and obviously you don't need a reminder about this, but the pandemic remains ongoing. Jam 2023 is a mask-friendly event. Obviously, that's a non-issue for us today in the online day, but for those of you that are coming tomorrow, you are obviously welcome to wear a mask. We do ask people to be respectful of each other and their space, and to engage in the level that you feel the most comfortable. You can watch sessions live, you can watch them after the event. If you have any questions, we are here to help. Please email us at jam@bccat.ca. And on that note, I'm going to thank you. We're going to do a quick warm-up, and then we're going to move into the next session. So hopefully you're ready. Now, this is the point where I get to tell you that I am coming to you from the future. So by the time you see this on the stream, I'm actually about 15 to 20 seconds ahead of you. And so by the time you respond, you're responding in my past, future. It's all very crazy. We're playing with the time-space continuum. But I do hope that we'll be able to do a quick warm-up here. So first thing I'd like you to do is go into the chat and tell us something interesting about yourself in the chat. Some of you have already introduced yourself. Good morning, Deb Nielsen. Good morning, Adnan. AC/DC for every intro next 2 days. Done. Okay, we've got a request for AC/DC. Thank you, Val, for putting the YouTube link into the chat. Please go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us something interesting about yourself, something that we might know. What are you going to do in the zombie apocalypse? What is the BC Cat IG handle? Well, I'm sure Val's going to get to you on that one in a second, Christine. And we've got some people already posting into the question and answer. That's great as well. How does one start a note in the My Notes section of my stuff? I'm going to ask Annabella to address that one. All right. And then the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is to ask a thought-provoking question. Are there going to be Taylor Swift tickets for the greatest number of points? I wish, Rob. I really do. If I had that kind of power, oh boy, the things that would change around here. But I'm already just bracing for how much it's going to cost, because you know, that's really going to be the big question for me. I have a group chat on my phone, as one does, and I have already people speculating about how much they're going to need. Hello, Liz. Thank you for joining us this morning. Okay, we'll ask you now to put a thought-provoking question. You're going to the beer garden in Disney World in January. Okay, Shelley, well, you'll have to tell us about that. Yeah, I haven't been to Disney World in a very long time. The only time I went there was for a conference, and I was a younger man, and that's when I realized that when you're a single man walking through Disney World, you start to feel like a bit of a creep. So anyway, let's see what's going on in the question and answer. Okay, we've got some new questions in here. Looks like you guys are all getting the hang of this. I see lots of activity in the chat. What rooms are the award ceremony today? The award ceremony is going to take place in the Kerrisdale and Kitsilano room. So if you go to the Grand Ballroom in the Paradox, it is literally right across the foyer. So I'm not going to say you can't miss it, but I'm hoping that you won't miss it. And we'll hope to see you there. Okay, well, I think you guys have got the hang of this. So the next session starts at 9:30. I've been told by Annabella to tell you to move into the next room. So what you can do is click on the agenda, go into Transfer 101, which will be led by myself again, and then start the stream from there. That just helps with putting forward and resetting the questions and answer. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I will see you in about 2 minutes' time in the next room.